Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection Arcade Classics.
Hello. Looks like I might be refunding this game. It's, dropping frames constantly. Yeah. What the hell's up with this, man? It's supposed to be Steam Deck verified. Can't run 30-year-old games. Well, the newest game in this is 24 years old, so about 25 to 30-year-old games. It's not running properly. Alright, well, let's try again. Wasn't expecting to have problems running 24 to 30-year-old games. These games came out across 6 years, so yeah. Children of the Atom was 94. Marvel 2 was 2000. They're very old games. Should not be having problems
Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection.
What's going
Arcade
on?
Classics.
Let's try here. I'll give this a couple shots and I'm going to refund it. Should not be having problems playing these games. Alright, let's go back into
X-Men vs.
SPSF.
Street Fighter.
I don't think it's because I'm streaming it. Try to practice some infinites.
Ready. Fight.
What is up with this, man? $150 for this? Come on. Why doesn't anything work at launch? I'm so tired of this shit. Nothing fucking works at launch. Run this game better on MAME right now. What bullshit is this? Just work.
X-Men vs. Street
28-year-old
Fighter.
game. I regret spending money on this. These games are a big part of my childhood, but you're gonna charge $50. It should fucking work. Unacceptable.
Ready. Fight.
Not even taxing the Steam Deck. Is it the fucking DRM or what? Unplayable. Great port. Free Marvel 2. Yeah, I don't want it if it's gonna be shit like this. When they get garbage like this, I'm not interested. I want my money back. Annoying, man. Nothing works at launch. Everything is broken. It's getting so tiresome. What the fuck is with the lag?
Select your heroes.
Great port.
Select your assist type.
Can't even get a bunch of ROMs in an emulator to work properly anymore. Great. How bad is this going to be when I get to the game?
Select your assist type. Select your assist
I think you
type.
just shouldn't buy games at launch unless you're a content creator. Even stuff like this doesn't work. Come on, man. Seriously? 25-year-old game.
Power drain.
Stop dropping frames.
Power drain.
Nice.
Power drain.
So the Juggernaut glitch is gone. I don't understand why. They got rid of the Juggernaut glitch, but Tron Assist is still glitched. It's kind of weird. It's like those two assists. The Tron Assist is glitched. It does like more damage than it's supposed to. And then Juggernaut sucks. The only good thing about him is his super comes out like frame 1. And then he has a glitch. And you try to keep him off the field. And he makes low tiers a lot more viable. But they got rid of that glitch for some reason. I've seen multiple confirmations that the Juggernaut glitch is gone. Which sucks because I think this game is actually really boring. When you play for meta. Marvel 2 is really boring when you play for meta. It's a fun game when, you don't just play the best characters. Let's try knocking it down to 720. Maybe that will fix something. Copium. I actually get really bored watching Marvel 2. Like, it's impressive, but there's only a couple viable characters. Most of them are not worth using. Yeah, I have no idea what's wrong with this. You see at the top, it's got like weird GPU spikes. Wasn't expecting to have to troubleshoot this tonight. Kinda just bought this. It says it's fucking verified. Thought that would be enough, but I guess not. It's lagging on the fucking character select screen. Can't expect anything to work at launch. Everything is broken constantly. It's getting tiresome. Test your fucking game. I'm gonna hope that it's not gonna do this when I'm not streaming it. I kinda doubt it. There's multiple threads about it. We'll give this one more shot. I think I'm gonna try it at home and probably not play this anymore. Still dropping frames. There we go. The old infinite. Turn off the hitboxes. Maybe that's part of it. I mean, it's possible that it's because I'm streaming, but that doesn't make sense either, because if it was because I was streaming, then it would be that I have the performance bar at the top. Like the processor or the graphics card would be max usage, but it's not. But what I'm noticing is that it's getting major spikes of like 20%, which is not normal. So, I don't know. I'm upset because I just paid $50 for this and it doesn't fucking work. I'm really tired of this shit. Why don't games work at launch anymore? Can't even get a 25-year-old game to work. It's getting really annoying. Apparently the matchmaking doesn't work either. I'm like, how the fuck did you release the game in this state? Like, come on. You get people excited about this collection. It basically brings the internet, the gaming world of the internet to a halt. And it's not working. Well, classic game doesn't work at launch. You have to wait for a patch. Don't get games that function at launch anymore. That's just something that big companies can't do anymore. They can't get a bunch of fucking ROMs to work. None of this is really helping. I think it just needs to be patched. It's fucking stupid. I also don't like this too. I don't like how you can't choose which version. Version 1. That's why, like, for X-Men vs. Street Fighter, I don't think many people will play it on here, because I know this from experience, because I had this running on emulator like 25 years ago. The way it works is the ROM that's been on the internet, the one that's used on Fightcade, is the European one, which came out first. That one is version 1. This is using version 3. So they patched out some of the really fun infinites. Yeah, it should let you play version 1. Yeah, I think most people that play XBSF competitively won't bother with this port because it's not the one that's on Fightcade. The one that's on Fightcade is version 1. They only got rid of a couple infinites, but it's enough that people won't really want to play it. Anything about fixing the frame rate? Just wanted to body some people with low-tier characters. That's all I really wanted to do. A lot of people are picking meta teams, but they don't know how to play them. It's like, yeah, the meta characters in this game are actually not easy to play. It takes a lot of execution. That's one thing that keeps it interesting. It's just, competitively, it's kind of boring. There's like a couple good characters in Marvel 2, and then there's a bunch of assists, and then there's characters that are okay, but you need like one of few assists to make them work, and like I said, Juggernaut isn't glitched anymore. They got rid of that glitch. That's a major problem, in my opinion. Shouldn't get rid of his glitch. He wasn't even overpowered. Alright, well, let's play something else. I'll test that out later. I should be able to get refund. I'll try one more time, I guess. Still got a good hour and 45 minutes before I'm stuck with it. Might have to end up refunding this and getting Reynatus instead. That might be the pipeline for this month.
Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection.
Give this an honest try.
Arcade
If it's gonna
Classics.
stay broken like this, then I'm just gonna refund and get Reynatus instead. Try 720. Pretty sure Reynatus will work flawlessly. This is
X-Men vs.
broken
Street
mess
Fighter.
currently. No more drop frames.
Ready. Fight.
Nope, still broken. What the fuck is wrong with this, man? Come on. Not one game fucking works at launch. So tired of this shit. $50 fucking dollars for that game and it doesn't work. Should be 20. It's already overpriced as it is. Doesn't even work properly. 50 bucks for that? Make a functional product first. Then think about overcharging for it. I want my money back. I think something's actually wrong with the Steam Deck. Yeah, I'm getting weird frame drops on this too. Well, the thing with retro ports is it has to be better than what's already available for free. It has to be better than what's already available. For instance, Tales of Symphonia, the PC port of that and the remastered version is terrible. It's nice that it has the PS3 content, yes, because we didn't get that until way later, but it's buggy, it's 30 FPS, it crashed and had a lot of inaccuracies, and it's like, yeah, you can just go download the GameCube version for free off the internet, and it runs on a phone. It runs on a mid-range phone from like 4 years ago. It's like, is that worth $40 to you? It's not to me. This was worth $30. They could have charged $40 for this. This port has very minimal issues, and it's actually better than the emulator. The only downside, of course, is you can't use the ROM hacks. But for just playing casually, this is more than worth the money. This is well worth the money. Because you can't expect people to be super excited to play old games when you don't put effort into it, and it's not better than the ROM. It's not hard to download ROMs for these. I mean, a phone can run them. See if maybe I just need to restart the Steam Deck. It's actually kind of laggy right now. I don't know why. I just don't like restarting it because it's got a fucking update. I don't want it to update. How do I turn off the update? I don't want it. That might possibly be why. Let's try Gundam. If Gundam's lagging, then I know something's up. This runs flawlessly. Yeah, all shitty ports of old games do is they just drive people to pirate them. Like, I'm sure they'll fix that problem with the Marvel collection, but it's still like, there's a couple problems with it, like, the balance is not the same. X-Men vs. Street Fighter in particular, it's on the latest version instead of the one that's been dumped on the internet for like 20-something years. It's not the one that's played competitively. And then Marvel 2 as well. Taking out stuff like the Juggernaut glitch is really weird because it was never game breaking. If anything, it helped the balance because more of the like less good characters were viable. I've already made my piece about that, though. I talked about that earlier when they announced it. That people were playing it at those events, and it didn't have the Juggernaut glitch. Like, why of all things is that taken out? Like, the Marvel 2 version's fine if you only play the meta teams, but if you'd like to actually play more than them, the port is kind of iffy. Like Fightcade might still be better in some cases. basically what happened with music piracy, right? Part of the reason people pirated music is because it wasn't affordable. And once like iTunes came around, people stopped pirating. Music, people in charge of the music were blaming it on teenagers and stuff. And like, dude, the teenagers didn't have any money to give you. You can't just think that everybody that pirates something, they're doing it because they can't afford it. Like, sometimes the pirated product is better than the official one. Which happens most with video games, but music and movies as well. I've always thought it's not worth pirating a movie if you're watching some crap camera. Like, I'll go spend the money to see the movie, get the official version and watch someone's crappy rip of it. But with video games, it happens way more often.
Looking pretty bad, you guys. Nice. Let's keep it going.
Now this is working fine, so both the Dominus collection and the Marvel collection are having some problems on the Steam Deck, I guess, because this is quite a bit more intensive than either of those games. It's working fine.
Strong enemy incoming! Watch out!
I mean, on one hand, when you pirate stuff, it doesn't tell the company that you want more of it. It's important to support the Marvel collection, but it's definitely not perfect. Problem is, a lot of people brag about pirating old games like that. I'm like, well, you know, great. You know, if you want a new one, playing on Fightcade is gonna make that happen. But at the same time, if it's got problems like that that aren't fixed, you know, like legit pirating the game is better, and that's a shame. Shouldn't be hard to get that game to work properly. They run on a phone. I can prove that because at the same job I'm at right now, I have played Marvel 2 on my phone. And it worked flawlessly. So if it's not better than that, I've got some apprehension.
Let's go! I can't take much more! Oh, come on! This is impossible! Oh, come on! This is impossible! You can show 'em!
Looking pretty bad, you guys.
I can't take much more! Hey, we did it!
Like, I'm not the biggest fan of Tales of Graces. That's not my first choice for a Tales remaster. But at the same time, as somebody who's been complaining about the lack of preservation in Tales for years, I feel like it's my duty to buy it. And the thing about that port is we don't know how it's going to run, but they actually are like enhancing the game and adding a bunch of quality of life changes. So provided the ports don't have any issues, I think that's worth $40. Yes, you know, I have the ROM on here right now, but I'll pay $40 if it's better than the ROM in the emulator, which it will be. And like I said, you know, playing the ROM and bragging about it doesn't really help the things you enjoy get more installments. But I can totally get it when people are like, yeah, you know, Fightcade is better, or the emulator is better. That just means that the people in charge need to do a better job bringing it back. Because if it's worse than, you know, you can run the game on your phone better, then that's a serious problem. And you can't honestly expect people to want to drop $40, $50 on old games if the emulator does it better. Alright, well this is working fine, so I'm just having crap luck with collections. Let's see if we can fix Dominus collection at least, his frame spikes are triggering me. Let's see, maybe somebody's got something in here to fix it. Alright, let's try to fix this. And then if I can't get this working, then I guess I'll just play something else. Not having the best luck with the These retro collections tonight. Actively horrible luck. Are you gonna work normally now, or what? Dumbest thing about this game. Tacked on touchscreen. At least they got rid of it for the magic seals, but you still gotta do trash like this. Better to just get rid of it entirely. You only use it for like 2 screens. Game suffers from being launch window DS game, so it's got touchscreen stuff that adds nothing. I think they should have taken some of the stuff from the ROM hacks and added it to this. It's a good port. It's a good collection as it is, but I definitely feel like it couldn't have been too hard for them to just put the randomizer in here. 'Cause that's like the main thing that you're still gonna have to use an emulator for. Like, these games are good. They're good randomizer games. Just because they have so much stuff, and a lot of it is actually trash to use. The meta stuff in these Egomania games is very easy to find without looking at a guide. But like, the randomizer forces you to use different stuff. So it's kind of a bummer that they didn't include that. So if you want to play Randos or Definitive Edition for this, you still got to go get an emulator, but hey. As far as I'm concerned. If you bought this, you told them that you want more Castlevania. So go ahead and download the ROM. Same thing with the Marvel collection. You know, the balance was kind of messed with a bit, and the X-Men vs. Street Fighter version is not the one that's been played competitively for a long time, so they could just go use a ROM for those, I guess. There we go. The advanced tech crouch backdash cancels that. There we go. Input lag is very minimal. A lot of people are saying input lag is way less than the emulator. I guess I'll just do one run of this for tonight, since having a lot of technical issues. None of which I can really fix. It's all out of my control. I'm pretty sure Marvel Collection and Dominus Collection they'll fix those problems in the first patch, but I just don't feel like fighting with it right now, especially while I can still refund. But this game kind of just works, so let's just play this for now. I'll do one run of this, and then it's going to be time for me to go home. I might boot up with some Towerborn after this. You guys interested in seeing Towerborn? That's probably what I'm going to play tonight. I'm pretty sure I can't stream that game. It's going to be too demanding. It's not a kitty-sitting stream game. Shit, I thought Marvel was going to be, but I guess not. I'll have to test it after I'm done streaming. Maybe it is something with streaming it, but I kind of doubt it. It's like not taxing the hardware at all. Shouldn't be. Let's try to get a run of this going. Yeah, I got kind of close to getting a build going, but like I said, it's pure RNG. Turns out that the the more fixed instances, not the generic ones. They do have specific drops, but it's still random. I'm on difficulty tier 4. I'm clearing pretty consistently, but I still don't have much of a build. So I kind of gotta wait to do an overview on that until I get a build going. Builds actually do make a major difference. Apparently there's some pretty busted stuff. I just haven't been very lucky. It would be nice if I could play that over here, but it's a bit too demanding. I'm not even gonna bother trying. It's definitely a good game, though. They said that they're listening to feedback. They're gonna do their first major patch soon. So I don't regret my purchase. I've definitely played worse beat-em-ups in that game. Way worse. I think what's important is that it has a good foundation, so once they get rid of the unfair stuff and the jank, it's gonna be really easy for that to be a good game, I think. Lots of other beat-em-ups like the G.I. Joe one. That game is just not unsalvageable. That G.I. Joe game, there's no way that they can make that game like worth playing. But like Towerborn has a great foundation. It's just got unfair stuff and polish issues, and mostly just the loot is too random. But those are easy things to fix. The combat, for what it's worth, is not bad. I think in a couple patches it'll probably be worth recommending. I still haven't seen all the content. I've been playing for about 8 hours. Yeah, that game is doomed. I can't say the same thing about Towerborn. That's the thing about Towerborn as well, is it has like a ton of content. Usually early access action games have like a couple hours worth of content. This game I'm playing right now, I only just got like every legendary at like 30 hours. I'm not disappointed with the volume of content in Towerborn, which is a good thing. You can tell that they've been working on it for a while. Sometimes these early access games, even if they turn out good, if you buy them like right when they come out, they have like 4 hours of content. That's not a problem with Towerborn. That's why I really I believe in that game. The fact that they already have like a lot of content and bosses and classes is a pretty big deal. There's plenty of other early access games I played where like the foundation is great, but you know, you can beat the content in one sitting, and then you're waiting months to have more than a couple hours worth. They don't have that problem. It's just the combat and the balance, and like the whole progression systems have some flaws, but that's way easier to make than whole new content. Yeah, the G.I. Joe game is horrible. So is the Night Slashers remake. Like, both of those beat 'em ups are just cooked. They're not worth playing. You could do a lot better for that price. Like, way better. Towerborn, on the other hand, I mean, for like a DFO-style beat 'em up with leveling up in gear and stuff, that game is pretty legit. You can kind of look past your grievances with it when, look past your grievances when it's got a good foundation. You know, they're not going to have to, like, completely overhaul the game to make it playable, which is... That's the situation that the Night Slashers remake and that G.I. Joe beat 'em up are in. Like, they can't fix those games with patches. You have to legit start from scratch, which is obviously not something that's going to happen. You can tell what's wrong with the Night Slashers remake. Playing it for like 90 seconds. Towerborn doesn't have anything that bad. Well, G.I. Joe looked bad from the jump. That game looked bad frame one. So did Night Slashers. One of those things where you want to be wrong about games when they like first show gameplay, but then deep down you know that from experience that you know you're right. You want it to be wrong, but your intuition is correct. I was already kind of skeptical of G.I. Joe because the trailer went out of its way to hide gameplay, which is always the kinds of games I we play on this channel. It's not a good thing when trailers hide gameplay. It means they're trying to sell it on the name or the graphics alone instead of like actually having good gameplay. Well, that's what happens when you, that's what happens when you want something done cheap, you don't want it done well. Which is exactly what's happening with beat-em-ups right now. Like that Karate Kid beat-em-up that's coming out in like a week. The pixel art looks great, but the gameplay looks completely fucked up. And I have like zero interest in playing it. Unless somebody else takes the plunge and pinks me in my Discord and says this game is legit. I have no interest. Like Sega picked Guard Crush Studios for Street 4 for a reason. They'd already made a beat 'em up before. They already made one. It wasn't popular. It wasn't like a household name like actual Street is, but they'd made one before. That game had a lot of problems at launch. It definitely wasn't perfect. But again, it had a good foundation, so they fixed all those things in time. Personally, my grievances with Streets of 4 were kind of overridden by the fact that, like, they're actually doing things to move the genre forward. They weren't just making Streets of Rage 3 with better graphics. You know, and I understand that that's hard. When stuff has a bad foundation, it's a lot harder to fix the game. Yeah, Towerborn is a lot like Hades 2. The thing about Hades 2 is it's got its problems as well, and it's not finished, but it's got easily a couple dozen hours of content, which for early access, especially roguelikes and action games like this, is unheard of. That's one of the biggest benefits Towerborn has, is that they have a good foundation of like the gameplay, the combat, and then the amount of content is already pretty large as well. So yeah, I was getting pretty pissed off yesterday, but you know, it didn't make me want to stop playing. Like, the game's got enough good things about it that I can look past the stuff that was triggering me. And it's been a solid 8 hours and I haven't burnt through all the content yet. That's actually a pretty big deal too. A lot of early access games are like, yeah, you know, if you're having fun playing it or you want to give them feedback, then go ahead and buy it. But if you're looking for something to entertain you for more than like 2 gaming sessions every few months, then you might want to wait. Towerborn and Hades 2 don't have that problem. Really moving the early access action games forward. We'll see how the first patch goes for Towerborn. How much stuff they address. How frustrating the solo experience can be. How unfair it can be. And not really having any way to target farm. Those are like the main problems. Like I said, that's a lot easier to fix than, you know, the game's only got 2 bosses and 3 levels. We got that out of the way already. The Rogue Prince of Persia is a good example of that. Like, that game had a good foundation, but it had, like, no content. You could clear everything in, like, 3 hours. 3 to 6 hours, depending on your skill level. Now it's got a lot more stuff. There's a lot more things to keep you playing, but, like, getting that game at launch, it's really hard to recommend. Because, like, yeah, you know, it will be a good game, but, you know, they want, like, $20 for it, and it's got a fraction of the content of other action roguelikes for the same price, so it's a hard sell. It's nice that Towerborn doesn't have that problem. I think the difference is that they're like published by Xbox, so they probably had more money to work on it than the average indie roguelike has. That's kind of the problem with this game. It has a good foundation, but like Towerborn, a lot of jank in the combat and the balance. They've like pushed back the major update, so I can't say I can't recommend this game. It's a good game, but I can understand people being a little bit apprehensive to like having to wait months for major content. And I think with the quality of the pixel art, I can definitely understand why that's a problem. It's not easy to make games that look like this. If this looked like a Flash game, they'd probably be done by now. but they're actually trying to have a good presentation, really high quality pixel art, and that takes time. I've definitely gotten my value out of this game already. I can definitely say that. I definitely think Rogue Prince of Persia benefited from the feedback that they got, but they totally released that game way too early. It's like a much better game now, and it's only been a few months. Like, they totally should have... Ubisoft should have given them a couple more months to work on it. I can definitely say that much. Like, they've done an impressive amount of work on that game in only, like, 3-4 months, but... the experience at launch was very underwhelming. Nice hit stun. That's right, there's a new difficulty mod for Gundam Breaker 4. I might play some of that tonight, too. See how Towerborn goes. Does this run toast? Toast? Bastard. 6 times in a row. Very lucky survival there. Fucker decided to do it point blank. That's pretty much instant death unless you have a lot of health. That's alright though, came through. Alright folks, I'm gonna sign off because I've got to refill the cat's water and I got to put out their dry food, and by that time it's gonna be time to go. So I'm gonna see what's going on Twitch. There's nothing going on tonight. I'll be back shortly with some Towerborn, and then maybe some Marvel if it actually works. So most likely just Towerborn tonight. Yeah, that's one of the things people hate about that game. It's the wireframes mess up your character's figure. It's like the robot gains and loses weight at the push of a button. It's very awkward. Luckily, there's a mod to already fix that, but the fact that somebody was able to fix the problem in their free time, unpaid, makes you wonder why they designed the game like that in the first place. Because that mod came out, it came out the day that I left for vacation, so just like 4 or 5 days ago. I'm like, if a modder can do that in his spare time, why is the game designed like that in the first place? It should be like something you should know is going to piss people off, because like the whole fashion is a big part of the game, making your own Gundam. But then like your skinny your big thick Gundam gets like skinny legs randomly, and then your skinny one gets thick legs randomly. It's very off-putting. Anyway, let me go ahead and finish my chores here, and I'll see if I feel like doing some Towerborn tonight. Hopefully I get some luck with drops so that I can